Good afternoon, Falcons. Today in Advanced Stella, we're going to be using the rectangular and elliptical marquee tools. It's important that when you start a selection, you use the new selection option in the option bar. We can also use the add to selection and subtract from selection to create custom shapes. In this assignment, we'll also be using fill and stroke, the transform tool, and the color adjustment tools, which I can't see right now because I don't have anything open. All right, so let's take a look at these two samples. Both of these are made out of 4 groups. Each group contains a stroke and a fill. They're duplicates. They make a pattern. This is your job. So we're going to start with a new file, 6x6, white, 300 resolution. Let's go ahead and arrange the workspace to just consolidate the tabs. And any shape can be used for this. So this would be a combination of a circle and a square. I can make like a dome shape, or slice of bread more like at the top. And when I fill it, it becomes an object. Now, be careful because if you do this on a locked background, you'll be able to move it, yes, but it will create a hole, and that hole will take the color of the background chip. To avoid this, Command Z, first we want to take the background, double click it, and turn it into layer 0. Now you can still move it. Now you're creating a hole. This could have some advantages. It really depends on what you're doing. But as this is an independent piece, it can be treated independently. So I can cut it, paste it on its own layer. Now in layer 1, this is all that the computer sees. Once I have this, it will behave as an object, and I can use the stroke and attach it. Now they're together. To keep them separate, you have to prepare them separate. You have to kind of think through the process before you move it. So let's try it again with a new layer. I'm going to mute this one so I don't have to look at it. I don't even have to use it if I don't want to. And this time I'm going to do a circle shape. And I'm going to use the subtract control and draw another circle inside, so it's like a donut. And I'm going to fill it. And now I'm going to stroke it with a pink of 12, and I'm going to pay attention to the location. If I put it on the center, I will have 6 pixels that will stay on the yellow circle and 6 that will move. If I put it on the inside, all 12 of my pixels will stay on the yellow circle. I'm going to place them on the outside so that I can move them. Using the move tool, I'm going to pick up that yellow circle and once again, edit, cut, edit, paste. Now I have 2 layers with 2 separate objects. I'm going to take the stroke and put it on top, and I want to move it. Oh wait, I have both layers selected. I want just the stroke selected. And I'm going to use scale, edit, transform, scale to shrink it. And I actually want that pink line almost in the middle of the yellow, more like this. Excellent. Now even though it's a stroke, double click inside 2 times. Even though it's a stroke, the computer still sees it as an object. So I can still run another stroke around it. So if I wanted to put another color, let's say I wanted black. And I'm going to do a smaller number. Let's do a 7. I'm going to do 1 on the outside. Nice. Now this can also be done to the fill, because once again, it's an independent object. So this command is attached to that. Now I love it. I'm going to go ahead and make it a group by clicking the folder. It doesn't matter if the folder is at the top or in the middle, because you're going to drag your layers inside of it. There's 1. There's 2. And then rearrange them. Close the group. Right-click the group, and you will see Duplicate Group. So now I'm going to duplicate it. Keep track of your stuff. If you don't know what to name it, number it. They're always going to go directly on top. And in the Move tool, you have a control to control either the layer or the group. You have to be specific. I'm going to control the group. Let's click on Group 1. I think they need to be a little bit smaller. Although, you could make a really cool design. Let's do this. Yeah, but I want you to use 4. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and shrink it. Edit. Transform, scale. You can go from the corners, or up here on the options bar, you can chain the width and the height together to constrain the proportions and use the slide tool. Okay, now I have a magic number. Actually, 61 looks a little small. I'm going to go ahead and scale it back up. I'm liking 67. Okay, perfect. Double click inside to activate the change. And now that I have a number, I can go to my group. I can go to the scale control, chain the proportions, and type it in. And I'm automatically going to get exactly that. Okay, all right. So now what I'm going to do is make a pattern out of them. Duplicate Group 3. Oops, I think I took the bottom one. There we go. Okay, right click, duplicate Group 4. I can even space them out, put 1 in the middle there, and make it 5. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to go in and change the colors. I'm going to open up the group, select a layer, image, adjustment, hue and saturation. The hue bar controls the color. The saturation bar controls the level of the paint. And lightness controls the level of white or black in any color. Click OK. Let's do it again with the fill. Image, adjustment, hue and saturation. Hue changes the color. Saturation adjusts the level of the paint. Lightness controls the amount of white or gray in any color. Ultimately with black at the very end and white at the other side of the spectrum. This needs to be repeated 4 times to complete the project. You'll save it in 2 forms, one PSD, one JPEG. The 2 JPEGs, because you're going to repeat this process twice so that you can get really comfortable with these tools and feel really comfortable using the transform options as well as the color options.